All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily Bitcoin update. I will also cover a couple other coins here, but let's first get to Bitcoin. So yesterday I made two videos on Bitcoin, and I made the second video on Bitcoin, we had just swing failure patterned this low here, and we were starting to pump up above this value area high, which was a key level to reclaim to continue to go higher. So you can see the value area high and then our anchored VWAP from the 89K lows. That's that light blue line here. We were able to kind of reclaim that, back test this general area here. The VWAP was also there, and we were able to hold it. You can see even on lower time frames, tested it a few times here on the 15-minute. We're able to hold it, and then we got our move to the upside. Now we got our move to the upside to the anchored VWAP from the new all-time highs. And you could see this morning we had our first rejection from that anchored VWAP, came down to the regular VWAP and held the regular VWAP. Also, if we do a local Fibonacci pull here, we go from the lows to the highs here. You can see, oh, okay, we did just front run the golden pocket on that. So it must be from this one right after we claimed. Yeah, okay, so right after we back tested the value area high and got this move up, it was our golden pocket from that move up. So it's our golden pocket in confluence with the VWAP. Oftentimes in trending days, the VWAP will act as either support or resistance. So we were trending to the upside after reclaiming the value area high. We saw our dump from the anchored VWAP, came back down to this local golden pocket and VWAP area, and were able to pump up and make new highs. Now, what was really interesting here is we had this big volume explosion, this big candle on the 15-minute through the anchored VWAP from the all-time high, and then we came back down and back tested it as support, held, and then we continued higher. Now, we are kind of just ranging up here near our resistance. This resistance up here is the 786 from the big move down, and then our naked daily point of control is at 107.8-ish. But this 786 here was our 786. I believe it's this one from this new all-time high here to the lows that we created here. Yeah, 786 is here. Oh, okay. Did we touch the 786? Let's see. Because if we actually, yeah, we front ran the 786, so we're not quite there yet. And actually, that box was pulled from this low here. That was before we made this swing failure pattern. So I forgot to update that 786. That's why it's a little bit lower than the box there. But our general resistance area is in the area that we're close to now and that we're in now. Now, one thing that we've been seeing today all day long is we've been seeing bullish CVD divs on the CVD indicator telling us that we're going to make higher highs and higher lows. All right. Let's go here. And so we could expect Bitcoin to continue. You can see as Bitcoin's been rising from here, our CVD on Bybit has been going lower and lower and lower. Now, the spot aggregated CVD doesn't look as good as Bybit CVD, but we are continuing. And if our open interest has also been increasing overall from this move here, from the swing failure pattern that we saw yesterday, the liquidity grab. And you can see the CVD is going lower and lower and lower. It means people are market shorting, but the price is continuing to make higher highs. So it's showing strength. We're showing absorption anytime we come down to a low. Also, if you look at what we're seeing right now as well, you can see we are making bullish CVD absorption between this low and our lows here, or even this low and this higher low. So Bitcoin does look like it wants to continue a bit higher here. If I go back to the Bitcoin chart here, we can look at a couple things here. So let me get rid of this. All right, so Bitcoin has been trading recently in this small descending channel. Let me go in on the 6-minute time frame, and you can see Bitcoin is just chopping around. Since topping out here, we're just chopping in this channel here. So let's do that, and let me mark. There we go. So Bitcoin is just continuing to chop around in this small descending channel. If we do come back down to this anchored VWAP again and hold it as support, it would be nice to now hold this bigger anchored VWAP from the all-time highs as support again. But we could see a small move down to take the liquidity here. And if it took a while, that would also be where our VWAP close was that just happened about 21 minutes ago. VWAP closes are important levels to come back to. And then it's also the bottom of our channel if this takes a couple hours or so. So we can expect Bitcoin to continue to chop for a little bit, but overall we are seeing bullish CVD, and I expect this to come higher because the bullish CVD absorption that is happening. We did see the reason why we did get a move down from here to here, we were seeing some bearish divs here. So you can see higher highs on the price action, higher highs on the price action here, lower highs on the momentum waves. Our money flow was also coming down. So we had that little crash to back test here. We were also seeing some bearish absorption or bearish divs, excuse me, on the 15-minute chart. You could see this. So where was it here? Well, we're seeing bearish divs right now too on the 15 minutes. So you can see lower highs on the momentum waves here, higher highs on this price action through here from this high here to this high here. So this is why we're seeing a little correction to the downside in this descending channel right now. Our bear divs are just playing out a little bit, but I do expect a lower high, higher low to come in for us to continue up higher to at least hit up into this the box up here, or if not, take the all-time highs, do a swing failure pattern of the all-time highs, then come back down. So I am still watching for that swing failure pattern of the all-time highs again, now that we had the new all-time highs here, and actually we can change this now too. Let's get rid of that. Our new all-time high is going to be up here. So we could make another move up to take this all-time high, swing fail pattern those, and continue down. That is something I'm going to be looking for. If we look at our pitchfork here, okay, we also did reject from the midline of the pitchfork. That's why the midline of this pitchfork, actually we did front run it, so it is in our box of resistance as well. So we need to watch that midline there of that bigger pitchfork. Let me go ahead and clean this up a little bit here. And then our value, our anchored VWAP from the 89K lows, it's been continuing to rise, and now it is in alignment with the back test of the value area high. So I don't think we're going to drop that high or drop that low right now, but if we do drop that low, that's going to be a crucial support area for us. Let's look at our golden pocket from the lows that we had to our current highs, and our 786 is right around there. One other thing I do see right away, if we do see a little bit more of a drop, we could still maintain our bullish CVDs. We have the swing failure pattern of this morning's kind of flash crash or correction that we saw into our golden pocket. So at 102.6 to 102.8 is going to really be our first level of support here that we want to be watching. This area here, we can put golden pocket. All right, and then of course we have our anchor VWAP, our value area high in 786 down here. This area is a level that we need to be watching. Okay, so, and then let's zoom out a bit and let's look at some higher things. Now, let me clean up this chart before I do that. Let's do that. Let's go on to the 4-hour here. Our 4-hour money flow does look like it's starting to come up again. It looks pretty strong here. We do have the potential for bearish divs, though, on the 4-hour. If we do make a new all-time high and we have a lower momentum wave that is created here, that'll give us 4-hour bear divs. Now, 4-hour bear divs on the swing failure pattern of the all-time high, I'll be looking to take that trade any day of the week. We're only going to take the trade of the swing failure pattern of the all-time high if we see the confirmation. So that means the wick above the level, but a candle body close at or below the level. And then we would short that candle body close at or below the level with our stop above the wick of the high that was created. All right, so now we do have a couple other supports here now looking that are lining up. We have our lows. Remember, we still have a probability to come down to these lows and take these lows sometime. We can even take the all-time highs in a corrective wave before coming down to take these, but because we hit the 886 here, we do have a high probability to come down to take these lows. So we have our swing failure pattern of these lows into two pitchforks. We have our bigger wave 3 pitchfork. This is this one that I just turned on here. You can see we're at the midline of it now, but if I turn it on and off, toggle it on and off, you can see that our pitchfork band of support is right in the swing failure pattern here of those flash crash rows from yesterday. And then we also have our much bigger pitchfork. So let me turn this one off so you guys can see that better. This pitchfork band here, the bottom is also that's also the pitchfork band of support down there as well. So two levels to be watching there, or two pitchfork confluences of bands in support of this SFP down here. And then, of course, if we do continue higher, we do have the top of our pitchfork around 112 to 113, depending on how quick we get up there, if we do get up there. And I would be looking for a short here if I do see bear divs on higher time frames like 4 hour, 2 hour. I'd also want to be seeing local bearish absorption or bearish CVD divs is like, 5 minute and under or so, 5 minute, maybe even 15 minute, but I don't know if we'll have enough time to play out 15 minute. So that's what I'm going to be looking for on Bitcoin. We still do have our naked daily point of control up there, and I bet you we do have a new one today. Let's look at that. Yeah, okay, so that this box of resistance, we still also have that pivot point up there, that R2 pivot up there. And then depending on how long it takes, our R3 monthly pivot is close to the top of the pitchfork here. Okay, let's turn that off. All right, so it looks like we do have a new one here. Right there. Let me zoom in on that. Now that just confirmed 29 minutes ago, so it might act as a local resistance. We can actually, let's turn this off now and let's zoom in onto the 15-minute chart and let's look and see if it aligns with our little channel at all. So right now it looks like we pretty much just came up to it. We came up to the top of the channel again. You can see we're rejecting from the top of the channel for a third time. Actually more than that, but it was also kind of the back test of that naked daily point of control. So I don't know if I would call it valid. It does look like it was front run just a little bit. It's something to pay attention to, but it's not the biggest level of resistance, I would say. I think we're just going to continue chopping down in this channel until we either backtest this value area high, or excuse me, anchored VWAP from the all-time high, or we can come down to swing fail pattern, these little lows, intraday lows here, into this VWAP close. We can also do a local Fibonacci pull here from these lows to this high here. Let's look at it. So yeah, our 0.5 is just right down there as well. This does look like corrective price action to me. This slow grind to the downside looks a little bit corrective to me. So we can look at that 0.5 as a corrective target to be. So just this general box of support here at the bottom of the channel, the 0.5. The swing failure pattern would be nice to get to claim this liquidity before making the move up. But it does look like we are going to go higher. If we zoom in onto the 5-minute chart, let's see if we're seeing any bull divs yet. We're not seeing any bull divs yet. So I expect us to continue to grind down at least a little bit more until we see some local bull divs. You can also see money flow is just continuing to drain out over this day here. Even though we were making higher highs through here, we were making lower highs on the momentum waves, and our money flow is coming out. So we might see a bit more of a correction here to the downside and then come up here, take the all-time highs, and then see a bigger retracement to the downside. All right, let's get rid of some of this stuff now. I'm going to turn off that naked daily point of control. Let's turn off this swing failure pattern here. Okay, that one. And let's mark this as our all-time high. All right. Yeah, so I do like this support, this first support box here, this swing failure pattern into the golden pocket. If we are going to see a bigger move down before coming up to the all-time high, we could still do that and maintain our bigger bullish CVD divs here. That would still be nice, even though we would be claiming this low. From this low to this higher low that would come in here, we would still be seeing bullish CV divs on the CVD here. From this low here, we're continuing to come down on the CVD. So even if we come down to swing fail pattern these lows here, and our CVD continues to drop, we would still be seeing bullish CVD absorption, and we could then make a nice move from that. And also would be an internal liquidity grab that would give us some fuel to push to the upside. All right, so that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. Other than that, I'd be just looking at the pitchfork levels. Let's see this. Now this wave 3 pitchfork here. Let me turn that one back on. So we did front run our box of resistance up here just a bit. So that is a bit concerning. We might bust through it next time because we got so close to the resistance but didn't actually touch it. And also the 786, you can see I showed you guys earlier in the video, we front ran it by mere dollars. So I would be careful trying to short this box right now unless you're seeing very local bear divs up here between this high and the high that's going to be made into this box, because now that we front ran it so closely, we could bust straight through it and continue higher. But let's just, I mean, this trend is what we're trading now, this micro trend here in this channel. We can continue to just trade the channel for now, see how it reacts. And then, of course, if we break above the pitchfork midline here, the top of our band on this pitchfork, let's see here. Let me get rid of the other one. Well, I guess our next higher pitchfork band would be much higher up here, 116, 117K, depending on how quick we get to it. So I wouldn't be looking at that quite yet. This pitchfork midline is going to be pretty important, you guys, the one that we're seeing right now. Let me clean this chart up for you. Not that one. All right, yeah, because you can see this pitchfork midline here is really been holding us down recently. Held us down through here, held us down here. We wicked a bit past it here, but it held us down, and now we're pretty much at it again. So we could see a little bit of a bigger correction to the downside. You see the two boxes, the local boxes. I can actually extend those and make those bigger. Here, we can pull it like this and pull this one. There we go. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. It's just continuing to trend. We also can do a range pull of just the range that's kind of been forming since the last time we rejected from that pitchfork midline. You can see that we did reject from our value area high that's up here. Now our point of control. So this is interesting here. If we zoom back in on this again, the bottom of our descending channel that we're seeing on that 15-minute chart, let's go turn that back on, and let's look at our point of control is also right there as well. So the point of control is at the bottom of the channel. It's also that VWAP close. And then if we dip just an itty bit past it, we have our swing failure pattern there of these intraday liquidity. So that would be a nice support. This is kind of the very first level of support I'd be watching. I would only take this long here because you got to remember we're at the top of a much bigger pump here. I'd only be taking this if we're seeing local bullish CVD absorption continue to happen. So you'd want to be seeing your OI increase, and you'd want to be seeing CVD decrease between this high and this lower or higher low that would be coming in. There you go. So that's at like 105 pretty much. All right, yeah, that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. Now let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum's been really boring. It's just continuing to range. I mean, I kind of drew this symmetrical triangle thing that we're seeing here, but I wouldn't. I'm just looking at it as a possible pattern here, but I would definitely not trade off that. But we're just kind of consolidating here. We could be seeing like an A, B, C, D, E wave here as a correction, like a triangle correction. But we still do have pretty much the same levels of support and resistance. So our naked daily point of control, our value area high 786 and pitchfork band is all here around that 3625 ish level, 3600 to 3625. I do really like that level as a resistance, and we also now have a swing failure pattern into that resistance as well because of this high that we made earlier. Not earlier, on Friday. And then our support below us, we've got this anchored VWAP. Now, this anchored VWAP is from way lower. So if I go out onto the 8-hour, you can see that anchored VWAP is from this low way down here at $2,000. Let me get rid of this. So yeah, our anchored VWAP down there is now up in this box of support here. Our 786 is also there. That's our local retrace from this low to this high that we saw on really the bounce from the bottom of the pitchfork to the highs that we made on Friday is down there. And let's look at our golden pocket. So we did bounce from the golden pocket already here. So our golden pocket bounced us. We made a higher low from the golden pocket, and now we're just consolidating within this consolidation pattern. We could do a range pull. There's a few range pulls that we could do. So we can still continue to look at this range here from that December 19th all the way present day. You can see our value area high of this smaller range is aligning with the pitchfork band, the beginning of the pitchfork band here, the lower part of it. And that's at 34.43, 34.44. It would also be a internal liquidity grab of the highs of the triangle pattern. So that's a possible fake out. If we kind of bust out of here, swing fail pattern, these highs into our value area high, pitchfork, and then our dailies right around there. That's a local level of resistance that I'd be watching, is like this area here. Let's make that purple, and let's do, that's our value area high. Pitchfork and then our dailies there too. Okay, but I like this one better still because we do have the naked daily point of control up there as well. And it's the value area high of the much bigger range, the range from November 11th to present day. The second range we could pull is a smaller range of just the very, very local bottom range. I would say like from here sideways. So it looks like the value area low of that range is holding, and the value area high keeps rejecting us as well. We're hovering around that point of control there. As far as bear or bull divs, we're not really seeing anything here on the 2-hour. Nothing there, nothing there. Let's zoom in onto the 15-minute. So we were seeing some bear divs on the 15-minute here. You could see lower highs on the momentum waves, higher highs on the price action through here. So we could see that bear div start to play out, and we could come down back down to the bottom of this triangle here. If we do that, we could look at a local golden pocket from the last bottom touch of the triangle to the highs here. And I do like this for a local support here, because it could be a nice, very local support. We have our swing failure pattern into our golden pocket, and it would be around the bottom of the triangle pattern. So that's at like 3260-ish. That's our very, very local support level. We could also just pull a range of the triangle pattern. So not even include all this, just like a daily range. I would do it from like probably right here. Yeah, so that point of control is holding us now. With the bear divs that we have here and money flow starting to curve over, I would expect this to come down to this golden pocket. It doesn't mean it has to happen, but I think we could see a slow grind down, especially if Bitcoin continues to slowly grind down in that descending channel. We might see Ethereum continue to grind down too as well. So this would be a local level I'd be looking for. Now, if you're going to long this here, you're really going to have to zoom in on low time frames and make sure you're seeing bull divs there. But you're going to want to be seeing the lower lows on the price action here in between like this area here, and you're going to be wanting to see like 5-minute, 6-minute bull divs occur on the oscillator. We'll also probably want to see money flow continuing to increase there. Yeah, other than that, Ethereum's the same too. We have our bigger support and resistances that I've marked out in the last few videos. We've still got this major one right up here. It's got a naked daily point of control. It's our 786, a much bigger 786, and it's our major weekly channel midline, the weekly channel that we've been in for like 2 years. And you can see the last time we hit into that channel midline, we saw a pretty aggressive rejection off of it here. So we could see that again coming up. This could be a wave 2 here of a wave 1 impulse, a wave 2 here. The 2 is like a triangle, like a complex triangle correction, and then our 3 could explode us all the way up much higher. Now, if that's going to happen, we would want to see Bitcoin be running as well. Let's do this range pull again, updated. So this is our big range from November 10th all the way November 10th, November 11th. Yeah, so the value area high is still up in this box here. So this box is going to be important resistance here. And much, much higher, we do have our pitchfork midline that is also rejected us a couple times pretty strongly. So if we make it all the way up here, now the time it takes to get up there, it could be aligning with the all-time high, but that would take obviously a few months to get there. So I don't know if it's gonna. Hopefully, it doesn't take that long to get up to that level. Major support is still right down below us. That 2,900, 2865 to like the 2750 ish, 2730 ish. That is our major support resistance flip. You can see all through here, and we have a lot of other support down there as well. So yeah, that's what I'd be looking at just locally here on Ethereum. Let's get rid of that. Let's check out our naked daily points of control and see if we have anything new on that. Let's see here. Okay, zooming in here. So we've got this one here at, I believe that's in our POC of our smaller range as well. So right about where we're hanging. Naked daily point of control. This one is from today's price action, so we're not going to include that. So let's turn that off and let's zoom back in onto the 15-minute chart. Let's go ahead and look at this. If we do our range pull again from here. Yeah, so our naked daily point of control is also our point of control of this range, which makes sense because it's about a day. I mean, it goes to Saturday, but so this hasn't been hit since it's closed 45 minutes ago. No, so it hasn't been hit since the close 45 minutes ago. So we might make another bounce from here and then continue, and this bearish dip might not play out, but I still think it's gonna. I think we could come down to this golden pocket around 3260 and also see it would be aligning with the kind of the bigger triangle trend that we're seeing. Now, don't put too much stock into this triangle pattern, you guys. It is a valid correction pattern, and we are seeing the correction right now. I think I deleted the wrong thing. Yeah, Ethereum's just consolidating. So let's see. Now, when we do break out of this, we should see some follow through because we've been kind of doing this triangle for quite a bit here for a few days now. So hopefully we see some follow through when we get there. If Bitcoin has anything to tell us about it and Bitcoin continues to pump to the all-time high, we might break out and come up to this resistance up here. Okay, 1 hour. Let's look at our daily here on Ethereum because I don't think I looked at that last time. So we were seeing those bear divs all through here. Bearish divs from this high to this high here. Bear divs played out. Our money flow doesn't look so good, and we are not seeing bull divs like we were seeing at these lows here. Bitcoin was seeing the bull divs on the daily. Ethereum, they were kind of not even, I guess you could call them semi-equal lows, but we weren't really seeing the bull divs that we saw, and that's why Bitcoin made a much stronger move up. Ethereum hasn't. So we just continue to watch Ethereum. If we do come down to the bottom of this pitchfork again, this box is in here. And so we can just extend this box here. And this box is really nice here. So that's all right. That channel midline that I'm talking about there is of a different channel, that different ascending channel here, or descending channel, excuse me. So this descending channel that Ethereum's been chopping in on the daily, we do have that midline of that channel down here with the anchored VWAP and the bottom of the pitchfork. So this is a nice little support area as well around 3K. All right, that's Ethereum. Now let's go into Solana. Solana here. All right, so when I made the video yesterday on Solana, let me zoom in onto the 1 hour chart. I was looking for a swing failure pattern of these lows here into our box of into our pitchfork midline, and it didn't happen. We got almost a double bottom, but we front ran it just a little bit. So what we can know from that is from this low to this high, we did break the 886. So we can maybe expect to come down here and take this liquidity of these double bottoms, these semi-double bottoms eventually. That doesn't mean we can't make a move up first. And we could actually make a move up to claim these highs before we even come down there. But it is probable now that we do come back down here to this level. You can see on the 1 hour, Solana was seeing some pretty massive bear divs. You can see this really higher high price action, lower high in the momentum waves, and then the money flow has been kind of just really bad looking since we made this high, the new all-time high of this. What was that over the weekend? Yeah, Sunday. That was when the Trump meme coin launched. And so, of course, Solana benefited from that greatly because the liquidity is on Solana for that meme coin. You have to buy Solana. Okay, so more locally. Let's look at this more locally. Here. Solana, I do believe Solana as well as XRP came up to the local golden pocket and rejected. Now, Solana looks like it hit a little bit past the golden pocket. XRP rejected straight from our golden pocket. So let's look at it. Maybe I did the wrong. Okay. Nope. All right. I do like this though. I just pulled a swing, a golden pocket from the high to the low here. And let me make sure I chose the correct low. So we actually already hit into that golden pocket because that golden pocket hit was after the low was already created. So from our high to our low, we hit into our golden pocket. That's actually where I took profit on that long. That's right. I longed here and I took profit up here. And then we've been continuing to move down ever since. We saw that big inauguration flash crash yesterday here. And it's a real shame that we didn't come down and SFP these lows, that we front ran it just a little bit. I'm wondering if other exchanges did. No, Bybit didn't either. Okay, so I do want to come down there. I would like to see us come down there to take that. But very locally, we do have this golden pocket retrace here. It's also at our VWAP close that just happened. Let me get rid of this one now. Our bigger resistance is still going to be up here, the swing failure pattern of this high into the top of the pitchfork band. That's really nice. Do we have anything else up there? Nope, that's just swing failure into the pitchfork band. Okay. And then down below us, if we do break this pitchfork midline, I do want to see the liquidity grab at this low, but I do not want to break this pitchfork midline too much. It's okay to see a wick past it and maybe close a 4 hour at or above the pitchfork midline. But if we lose this pitchfork midline, we could come quite a bit lower. Now this golden pocket, this is another pitchfork midline of a shift pitchfork, a skiff pitchfork, and our point of control is there as well. And then even farther down, we do still have our same supports from yesterday. So if you want to check that out, I did go over this more in detail in yesterday's video that I posted fairly late at night for me. But we have our value area high of our much bigger range that was. All right, let's zoom out onto the 6 hour chart of this range from this high here all the way, this entire range, that kind of the pitchfork price action since the pitchfork high was created. Our value area high of that range is also at the back test of this weekly here, or the test of the weekly. And then we also have a naked daily point of control down there. And it's our pitchfork band as well. So this area at 188 is like a lot of support down here. This would be a really nice level to come to. I also believe it is our 786. Let's check that out real quick. No, it's not going to be. But it is within the 886 area, so not even really. Actually, yeah, okay. So you can see though this pitchfork midline has been really respected. It was holding as resistance here. We dropped down to the band, held the band. We're able to find support at the bottom of the band, and then we exploded up through it. Anytime you see something that acted as resistance like this, and then you explode through it, oftentimes you'll come back to back test it. In a healthy market, you back tested as support to continue higher. So we have back tested it really twice. I mean, we front ran it both times just barely, but close enough for me on higher time frames. And then we might see the move up here. So we bust through it, come back, back test it, continue to the top of the pitchfork. The top of the pitchfork is a key level for me to be looking for shorts. Now you'd want to be seeing higher time frame bear divs there. But we got a couple resistances before that. So we got the band up here again. We could see a swing failure pattern of the highs into the top of the band. We could also look at a range of kind of just this sideways price action here. So it looks like we are floating around the value area high right now. All right, let's zoom in very, very locally here. Let's go to the 15-minute chart and let's see what we're looking at here. We could just take a range of kind of this sideways price action that we're seeing and our local golden pocket pull retrace. So that local golden pocket from this low that we made last night my time, compared to the high that we made today, the low to the high that we made earlier today. And we do have that golden pocket, kind of like with Bitcoin, right at the VWAP close that happened about an hour ago. But our point of control is also down there. And remember, Bitcoin has its point of control, right, as well as the VWAP close. So this is a local support level to be watching. It's also kind of our trend line area of this ascending channel here. If we do like an ascending channel. Yep. And then right now we could see a rejection from the midline and the value area high right now where we're seeing, and then make that move down. Yeah, that channel is being respected, even though this price action was before it was created. It's based off of psychology and trends, so it works. All right, so and if we do continue to move down, we could, if this is going to be a second major pivot of this, we could look at a channel from here to here. It's too early to tell that yet, but we do see some confluence there. Not really, actually. Let's zoom in on this. Little bit. Yeah, midline is being respected. We're probably just going to continue to trend with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin continues to grind down in a descending channel, then a lot of these coins are going to do the same. Anyways, Solana, we know are much bigger levels to be watching. This is just very local stuff. And if you're going to take this long from this local golden pocket, then as we're coming down here and making lower lows on the price action, you're really going to want to zoom into like the 5-minute, 3-minute, 1-minute, and watch for bull divs coming into this golden pocket and POC. If there's not those divs, I won't take it. I would expect us to come down here. All right, that's it for Solana. Higher targets we got there. And then at like 357 is the top of our pitchfork up there. It'd be a new all-time high, but that is a level to be watching. Next up, we will go through Trumpcoin. And Trumpcoin is... So most of the day today, I've been posting in a couple Discords here about this. We've been seeing... So yesterday, in the video I made yesterday, I talked about this descending channel we were seeing on the hourly chart, and we were at the bottom of the channel here, and I was expecting us to get a move up. So you can see earlier today, let me zoom in onto the 15-minute chart. We touched into the bottom of the channel. We were able to hold the bottom of the channel, even came back for a higher low retest. That was our local golden pocket from this low to this high, hit, and then we pumped all the way to the midline. The first time we touched into the midline, we got a rejection, kind of just came floating down to near the VWAP, and we were able to finally bust through it here, bust it up, and we busted up. I believe that's the 0.5. So if we do a Fibonacci pull here from this high here to this low, and we go to the 0.5, which is a correction target. Yeah, it's about right where we rejected from. You can see that we rejected from that 0.5 there. Now, our anchor VWAP was a little bit below that, but we were also seeing some rejection from the anchor VWAP when we came up to it here. I do expect it to roll over and continue down. Now, if we continue down to touch the back of this channel midline again to back test it, we already did do that. We saw that flash crash about an hour ago here. And the reason we saw that is we finally broke out of this smaller time frame, like descending or ascending channel we were seeing us trade in most of the day. So most of the day, I was showing people in the Discord and following this channel. We kind of were just grinding up in this channel for most of the day. Now, I would have liked us to come up to this box here. This is our golden pocket and our naked daily point of control, and it's the top of the bigger descending channel. But it looks like we didn't get up there, and then when we lost our channel here, that's when we saw that quick flush to the downside. We did see the quick flush. We took our lows down here of kind of like the second pivot of the channel, and then we got a real nice move up. But you can see on this move up here, we did reject from the anchor VWAP now that we're turning it into resistance again. So this anchor VWAP here from the highs at 72 cents now are kind of holding us down. You can see we got the flash crash, came back up to those anchor VWAP, couldn't hold it, and it looks like we're starting to roll over now. We were trying to reclaim this channel and hold this channel, but it doesn't look like it. So we might roll over here and come down more. Eventually, though, I do expect Trumpcoin to break out of this channel, of this bigger descending channel, and continue much higher. I mean, when Trump does anything about crypto, I think this thing's going to explode. So we just got to see. Now, that's my sentiment. That's not based off of technical analysis, so take that with a grain of salt. All right, our golden pocket's still around that 52 cents area here, and it's our naked daily point of control and the top of our descending channel. If we do come down again, we can look at a golden pocket pull from high to low here. Okay, so we already hit into the golden pocket. Let's see if we hit the 786 yet. We have not hit the 786 there, and depending on how long it takes, we could. So a swing failure pattern into the 786. If we just keep grinding down slowly, like we grind it up slowly here, if we grind down slowly, it might be in alignment with the midline of the channel. Let's go ahead and do a fixed range volume profile of just this, like the price action within the channel here. So our value area low, I guess that could be kind of nice too. This liquidity down here. So we could see a swing failure pattern and then close the hourly candle at or above the value area low, hold that, and then continue higher. But our first level of support to be watching is going to be this point of control here. It's around the midline. So if we see a quick dump down here, that's going to be our local support area on Trumpcoin. But there's not much else we can do with this, you guys. This is a very new coin. We can also, I did pull a pitchfork, so let me get rid of some of this stuff here. And the pitchfork that I pulled on it is a modified skiff pitchfork, and so let me hide this channel. And you can see that it is being respected. So if I zoom in here onto the 15-minute chart, you can see when we crashed down to the band, we're kind of trying to get above this midline, couldn't, so crashed down to the band again. Band held. We finally pumped up to the upper band, rejected from the upper band. We did break it earlier today, so when we trying to get above it here. Couldn't really. We saw multiple wicks. Couldn't get above. Finally got above it. But then when we did that flash crash, we crashed to the band support again. So very, very locally, that point of control is also aligning with our local golden pocket pull from this high to this low. Let's look at our golden pocket. So not quite, actually. It's a little bit, if it takes some time. And our VWAP closes at this local golden pocket. So it looks like we have a lot of local golden pocket retraces right around the VWAP close. Bitcoin, Solana, Trumpcoin. Let's look here. So this could be like a double 1-2, something like this, like a 1-2, 1-2, our third explosive wave, 4 correction, and then we should see a 5. A 5 into this area would be nice, and then see another correction. Actually, you'd see a 4-5, 4-5, sorry. So it would be a little bit different. 1, 2, 1, 2, big 3, 4, 4 with the flash crash, 5, 4, 5. I mean, I drew that horrible. That flash crash is pretty big for a fourth wave correction, though. Actually, it overlapped the bottom of our wave 3 and our wave 1, our second wave 2. So actually, we can't say that. We had too much overlap here. I'm trying to think how we can count this on lower time frames. We did see our 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, it was here. 1, 2, big third wave, 4, and then 5. That ended our impulse. Then we saw our ABC correction to the upside here. And then we've seen, God, I don't even want to try to count this. This is horrible. But 1, 2, 1, 2, big 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Yeah, that's a double 1, 2 to the downside. Okay, and then yeah, I'd just be looking. Let's look for a retracement on this. It looks like it wants to roll over because we're rejecting from our anchored VWAP here. Let's zoom out. I don't even know if we have 4 hour. Yeah, we have nothing on the 4 hour for market cipher. Let's go to the 2 hour. Not useful. Really, we don't have much price action here, you guys, to look at. All right, that's it for today. If you guys want to leave some altcoins in the comments, I can look at those later. I appreciate you guys' support. Remember, MEXC still has this campaign running till January 25th. So deposit $100, you get $20 free. That's a 20% bonus on your deposit. After it, will still be partnered with them, and you'll still be able to sign up for an account. But this deposit bonus is pretty good here. So, all right, have a good day, everybody.